yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, stand to your feet and make noise for Gresh Unleashed!
Let's go! When the club go around here, I'm the cactus. Bang, bang, gang, I don't owe you jack. When I'm in the ring, it's just me and my best friends. OC cutting no slack. Hollywood Miz, you can put me on the A-list. Gresh Unleashed, better put it on your playlist. Me and my fam be ballin' like the Bruce. Fight night, baby, hard hitting like Sheamus. Family first, yes, bloodline business. Winning all the gold, look at how they witness. I was taught to be the greatest. 1,000 days I'm running, check out the book of Guinness. Coolin' with the baddies in the baddie section. Guarantee you they ain't jaded. Hero, you baby face, I ain't feeling your gimmick. The fans think it's overrated. Brock Lesnar on the beast. Eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. Whole new swag with a price on the tag. Coming live from the west to the east. Better recognize on the mouthpiece. See the power level gotta increase. Bringing content on a daily. Feeling like Gresh Unleashed.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary pals, and everybody in between. Welcome back to the Gresh Unleashed podcast. This is episode 94 of the show that brings you the good vibes, the best of our abilities. Joining you for one night only on a special Monday edition of this podcast is the voice, the venom of infamy. He is none other than Malcolm Gresh Kruger, and joining me is the usual voice of the Unleashed Anthem. But now, he has a split personality. He is none other than the Prince of Chaos and Venom himself. I just said his name. We are Venom.
Parker! And brains!
Why is your tongue not moving? Are you constipated?
My wicked. That guy.
Can I shoot a finger with this? There we go.
We are your special guest referee. Freaks Unite!
To break the awkward, I stop being in character. Alright.
Oh! I guess I gotta get the other guy now. Sheesh! Holy moly, what the heck happened?
Why did you
Whoa.
your face? You were struggling, my boy.
Struggling with what? What are you talking about? Who are you talking about?
The other guy who took the place, he was struggling. Like he looked like he was breathing heavy as shit.
Oh, he's always breathing. You know? That's kind of how that works. Slime, breathing, tongues, you know. It's a symbiote kind of thing, you know?
Maybe he need to get laid. Oh, because he's always angry.
Yeah, why are you so angry all the time? What did you say? No, nothing. I don't know. I got nothing, people. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I tried to ask.
But as the other guy said, this is usually on Tuesdays, but we are here on a rare Monday before Monday Night Raw. Hey, man.
Hey, it's going. You know, minus a few hiccups here and there. See, like to pop out from time to time. But yeah, it's going. It's the week of freaks. Pun intended. No pause. That's literally what happens.
I'm about to say that's every week. Like, these niggas are weird.
Well, this is the legality of the freaks. How about that?
Yeah.
You hop on a mask.
This is actually a replica. So.
Hey, man.
Thing kind of hurt. I was trying to take it off. About to break.
Likewise on one of these babies.
Like,
oh, my goodness.
But yeah, man, this should be I guess you could say a quick and straight to the point episode of the Gresh Unleashed podcast, episode 94. We're on the road to 100. For those of you who are confused about anything, Mondays are usually reserved for the All Shit Here We Go Again podcast, but Ruthless Lala is currently dealing with some personal stuff, so we're sending her the best and sending her well wishes. And I'm not one to be like, hey, when we're gonna do the show again, we're gonna do this. We will see you. We will see you.
Indeed.
We will see you when you are 100% better, for sure. I'm here at the hotel. I'm Gresh on the road, so I have no idea if the chat is active or not, because for some reason my chat seems dry, but it could be both ways.
Let's see. Let's check that out, brother. Let me click on that one time and see if they're showing up on this side. Let's see. All right. So far, nothing on this end either, my brother.
All right, so that's even cool. We can just get to the point, talk about what we talk, and get up out of here. Like, hey, we usually try to delay so y'all can be active with us. But hey, if you haven't already, make sure you guys stay tapped in. It's probably because we're on a regular day, and I kind of announced this on short notice. So,
well, hey, that's Halloween, people. Happy Halloween. You know.
Yeah, but y'all be hearing this on Tuesday on our regular day, but not at night. But yeah, anyway, it's been an interesting weekend of wrestling, so that I'm saying, because I was dealing with Homecoming.
Yeah.
Morehouse Homecoming. I was operating one of their tailgates. So it was a lot of drinking, libations, weed, and all that stuff flowing around me and through me. And also, first podcast of the new birth year, if you will.
Hello. Happy birthday.
3 days in the 30s, and people are already assuming that I'm going to have 30 knees. I'm like, my brother and sister in Christ, I'm athletic. It would take a freak accident for me to have stiff anything.
Yeah, so, people kind of think about that. But hey.
Yeah, you know, they like to throw it on us. I say, hey, you gonna be old and struggling. No, I am not. You are gonna be struggling.
Y'all gonna stop? What the heck going on out there, bro? We got some shit going on out there.
I'm about to say, you got some fireworks in October?
Nah, man, I'm just hearing some engines revving out there. They sound like some straight, V8s on up. See, I don't even know if it's coming through the audio, but it's like, okay, all right, play out here, right on.
I try not to talk politics on this show. But I saw a video, because we know how we're dealing with this election.
So
blowing up our phones.
Okay.
So it's like I saw this video on what was it on Twitter, and I just had to play it for the people. I don't know if it'll sound good, but yeah, I just gotta play this. I just bust out laughing when I heard it.
Sleep, Kamala is at a dance party with Beyonce. 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 Beyonce. Party with Beyonce. Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce, 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 Beyonce. Party with Beyonce, Beyonce.
Carry on.
Dance party with Beyonce, Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce, Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce, Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce, Beyonce, Beyonce.
Hold up.
Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce.
Oh.
Dance party with Beyonce. 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 Party with Beyonce. 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 Beyonce.
Oh my God.
H-Town.
I'm Marquez. Yes, to you, boy.
Oh my god.
Man. I hate the internet.
Oh
And
my
I love
god.
the internet all at the same time.
No, my god, we can never take shit serious.
Yeah, bro. Like ever. Ever.
But we try not to talk politics on here because it's like we deal with that shit every day, especially if you in my bloodline. Like literally, I'm born into politicians and civil rights activists. So it's you hear about this 24/7. Like literally, when it's election season, when it's time to get new people in city council, I literally be hearing that from 7 a.m. to midnight, sometimes for weeks. And I'll be like, oh my God, can y'all stop?
Apparently not.
Nope,
You know what I'm saying?
not even a little bit. So, but yeah, I just had to throw that in there because I just bust that laugh when I saw that.
No doubt, bro. Nah, that I saw that and I cracked up too because I was just like, wow, we've been doing this since, good God, Lord knows how long. And these remixes gotta stop. They're getting out of control. Oh boy.
Yeah, we've been doing this for so long, and we've grown to like the remix of Main Event Jey Uso solo. But just to transition into the Chop It Up with the Fam, the Usos have reunited apparently on SmackDown. What's your thoughts on this? 'Cause I know I've been seeing a lot of mixed reactions because some people saying it was too soon. They didn't drag it out. I'm obviously gonna have my rebuttal for a lot of people's opinions, but they say it was too soon, or they feel like a lot of stuff should have taken place more, or like it should have been more dramatic, or this, that, and the third. What are your thoughts on this, my brother?
That's a good question. I mean, I haven't really processed it enough to really truly think about it because it was just, I felt like it was a feel-good moment, you know. We knew it was coming, so the fact that it happened, it got the pop that it was, of course, going to get. So I think the live fans said otherwise, and I mean, sure, you know, based off what ended up happening that led up to this moment anyway, it was kind of inevitable. I mean, it was expected because it was like, well, shoot, what you expect? You know what I mean? Now, sure, this might have happened a little quickly in terms of like, you know, 1 minute is, hey, get out my face. Next minute is, oh, hey, what's up? Man, what you doing? And so it was like, okay, cool. They're cool, but just because they're reunited doesn't mean that he's still reunited with Roman. By any means. They're still going to drag that out. Believe you me. Jey is not, he may be cool with his brother because they're brothers at the end of the day. They're twins. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, okay, he was tripping a little bit, but they still linked. They're twins. So at the end of the day, of course he gonna forgive Jimmy that quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he was tripping a little bit, and y'all was like, nah, get away from me for a minute, but you still my brother, so I'm come here. You know what I'm saying? I miss this. And besides, Jey always said that going back to when they were feuding. I love my brother. Come on over here. I've been trying to tell him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he hinted that even when he got beat down by Solo and them. He was like, hey, I tried to save him, tried to bring him over here. You know, so it's like, is it really too soon? Not really, because
it's the bloodline.
This is what he was waiting for. Literally, Jay.
When I see that argument, I'd be like, it's the bloodline. Like they literally have been dragging this. This story has been going on for 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if they wanted to do this literally in week 1, it would have been perfectly fine and all right. You know what I mean? Now, shout out to our girl Haven Rain, because I will say I agree with her when I say that I think Jimmy should get his due diligence solo run too, but that doesn't mean that it still can't happen, you see, because here's the thing. You can still do this War Games thing, and then after, you know, whichever side wins, you know, depending on how long this drags on in terms of the warfare, because it's just going to set up another warfare down the line. Now, I hope that doesn't lead to another War Games. It'll just be another war. But, like, hey, who's to say, dare I say, you know, call me crazy, Mr. Gresh. I had a little epiphany pop up in my head, and I said, you know what? I wouldn't mind that at all. You know, I get the vibe that LA Knight is slowly but surely, possibly, maybe, going back down that heel route. Possibly.
Was he ever a face? Or did he just face?
I mean, honestly, as the way he says it, he was never. I mean, in his mind, it doesn't matter if they cheer him, boo him, whatever. Like the fans naturally just gravitated to him because his charisma just oozes like that. But in actuality, given like when I looked at how he handled that, I'm like, what if he was to start feeling himself a little too much now? You know, he finally got his first championship. You know, got his face taste of glory. Doesn't stop his hunger by any means, but just imagine him getting just so cocky, you know, and confident that he starts doing heelish behavior things. And then dare I to say Jimmy isn't the one to step up to him and potentially take that title off of him and get that U.S. title rub one good time, you know? Doesn't have to be a long run either, because LA Knight then being a heel, technically he could still be the babyface version of himself, be a little cocky. Kind of like we said with Braun, how Braun was cocky. Jimmy catch him slipping, beat him 1, 2, 3. He's champ for probably about as long as Jay was.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you know, let LA Knight win it right back. Boom, he's a 2-time champ, and all of a sudden, he's on a heel run and all that jazz. And then that could probably, Jimmy losing it could be continuation of the bloodline situation. Like, whether it's a solo-led bloodline or, dare I say, a Jacob-led bloodline by that point. Who knows? Right? Who knows?
I got an epiphany on that when we get to it. But yeah, LA Knight, just to slow it down a little bit. LA Knight, yeah, he's never changed, whether he's a babyface or a heel. So I would not be. It's like if he does feud with the bloodline again, and Jimmy goes, because that's the thing. All these people that we just talked about have feud with the bloodline in some way, shape, or form, except for Carmelo and
Andrade.
I guess you could say Andrade.
Yeah, they've never. Andrade ain't even never wrestled none of them. Yeah, long been in the feud.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like they can definitely revisit that and give Jimmy his solo title. I guess just to say, hey, my brother did it, I can do it too.
Yeah,
facts. But now back to the bloodline before that. Are you feeling this triple threat that they're building before we go right back to the bloodline talk?
I mean, sure. I don't like the way they went about it. I mean, why build up this 7-game series type thing and only for like WWE? That's a little backwards, bro. Because number one, Game 7s don't ever end in a tie. That's the whole point of a Game 7. You don't like if DJ saw that, DJ would be like, nah, bro. If my Boston Celtics went into a Game 7, we're going to have a winner. We ain't going to have no draw. We ain't going to have no tie that turns into no triple threat. You know, you got to have a decisive winner because now their 7th game ends in a decision for the most part. So what you going to say? They're what? 3-1? You know what I'm saying? Because that's basically what it is. True. So, like, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't like how they decided to go about that, you know, soon as I saw he was a special referee, I was like, yeah, we're getting shenanigans. And
I saw that too.
Yeah,
I saw that too. And we still got Raw, and then I think they tape SmackDown next week. So
okay, all right.
So we definitely got Raw, and then we got Raw tonight. So for those of you who are tuning in live, we are definitely going to bleed into Raw, but we're not going to stay live the entire time. We're just going to get our thoughts out, and then we're just going to wrap it up for this week.
For sure.
But yeah, with this, I wasn't really feeling the shenanigans either, because it's like, why have us sit through this match, and then didn't they take a break from this just to give someone a title? Was Carmelo a title shot and Andrade a title shot, and they both lost just to bring us back to this? So it's like, at that point, you should have made the triple threat back then.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't know, man. Sometimes WWE will do that with their booking, going backwards like that a little bit. So I'm like, okay, cool. The match will slap. I'm pretty sure it'll deliver in its own way, but it's just, y'all could have did that way better in terms of how you decided to go about it versus trying to build this. Because even like, how you gonna do a whole video package? I mean, the video package was cool, like showing a little 7 game. I'm like, Melo cut that nice little promo, like, hey, Melo don't miss. It's game 7. Mama mentality. Sorry, bruh. Kobe ain't freaking taking no draws. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
So if you got a mama mentality, then that means you coming in there like, hey, somewhere down the line, Andrade, you and me settling this once and for all one more time.
And they definitely can do that. Like, they'd be like, hey, we got this situation, and they could probably do that on SmackDown. Hey, we got this match, but I just can't stomach that draw.
Yeah. Facts.
And then whoever, like, say they use this triple threat to get the title off LA Knight.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them wins. We'll definitely talk about it. We'll talk about it briefly when we do our preview for Crown Jewel this Saturday. Say they do take the title off him, and then what? It's like, you're gonna finish it off, and then LA Knight comes back. So it's like, it's a lot of possibilities they can go with it. But I wasn't really feeling that ending as far as.
Side note too, before we get off of this one, that's another thing of what made me possibly predict that he might steer in that heel direction soon, because Cody's kind of running out of heels after a while. Like, you got Orton potentially down the line, you got KO, which I think the KO sets up the eventual Orton turn. But once you're done with that chapter, you're still gonna need something else. And that's where I think LA Knight comes in, depending on where they want to do it and depending on the situation with The Rock, I guess. Because, there's still that too.
That's probably not going to happen until January.
Exactly. And so you're going to need some extra filler, and, I can put LA Knight in another type of situation to lose, but I know Cody did mention LA Knight as a guy he would like to wrestle for that title. So I could see a scenario where if he lost the U.S. title, it's to catapult him to that point, and then let him linger around or something until eventually he gets that title whenever they decide to give it to him. So yeah, there's that.
And speaking of that, we talked about the Usos reuniting. Let's talk about the bloodline. You mentioned Jacob, a possible Jacob-led bloodline. Are we feeling this flip of the switch of Solo Sikoa now?
Oh, I love it, man.
Because I've been feeling it.
Yeah.
I've been feeling like the yay.
His personality is showing more and more every week. Like, people don't talk enough about, like, when they talk about the family, you can see who truly has influenced Solo growing up. You ain't gonna tell me The Rock didn't influence this man in his prime.
Hell, his brothers.
And then them too, but who did it to them? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get those Rock characteristics when he do some of those things that he do. The shut your mouth, Brooklyn. Shut your mouth. I'm like, oh. Now we're saying shut your mouth all of a sudden, huh? Okay. All right. I see what you're doing there, brother. You're channeling him a little bit, while putting his own twists on it, of course. But it's like, yeah, he man, this dude is hilarious to me. I'm just like, hey, whatever y'all do with this after the fact, keep this personality Solo, like, babyface or heel. Like, start showing more of this, mixed with the seriousness, of course.
Like I said, I think once he stopped being Roman light, that's when the switch for me flipped. I'm like, okay, cool. You're not trying to be your cousin. You're your own man now. So yeah, that definitely flipped the switch. And then flipping the switch too, Motor City Machine Guns, 2 weeks in.
I told you. I knew
2 weeks in.
that contract they signed, boy. Whatever that was a sweet deal. Guaranteed. You didn't have to go through NXT, which they didn't need to anyway because they're vets in the game. Makes sense. They took the AJ Styles approach in a sense, if you think about it. Skipped straight through NXT, went straight to the main roster.
If the rumors are true that this was originally supposed to be for the Lucha Brothers, they definitely struck a diamond mine right here. Because I believe they were supposed to go to NXT briefly to kind of tussle with the tag teams down there and then go to the main roster, but they just like the deal with the Lucha Bros fell through. So they said, okay, we got the Motor City Machine Guns. People online and in reality love the Motor City Machine Guns. They practically revigorated the modern landscape of tag team wrestling. Let's just put them in this scenario. And I wasn't expecting them to crown them the tag team champions 2 weeks in. But hey, I'm not complaining.
I mean, we talked about it, man. Like we said just last week, we were just saying, we were like, wait a minute, who's that? Oh, the Bloodline. Wait, the Tongans. Oh shoot, yeah, they're losing those titles. We were like, yep, they're losing it. And
as soon as we saw that Jay got screwed by Jacob, we was like, yep, he's getting his revenge.
Oh, for sure. And he got it. And I'm not mad at him for it because that's payback as a mother. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, you cost me my title.
I'm just mad at Jay wearing that tight ass clothes, thinking we wouldn't know it was him. Like, bruh. And
again with this black hoodie thing, I'm telling you, what is with these black hoodies, people? AEW, WWE, stop it. Okay?
What is their obsession? Like, we know it's you.
Yeah, bro. You know,
and then in his case, bro, you had your back tattoos exposed with that tight ass jacket. Like, bro, we know it's you. You have a stance.
Eyes, you know what I'm saying? Your eyes, everything, bro.
I'm kind of glad that commentary didn't play dumb. They was like, you see the eyes.
Yeah. Like bro, you can see it through the mask. It's like, bro. So now I'm just like, Oh, and sidebar. Shout out to the little seed that they're already planting because it looks like the DIY experiment is getting ready to slowly separate.
Again?
Yeah, Triple H wants to relive his glory days of black and gold. So he's already planting that seed. You saw the Discord. You saw how, the miscommunication when they won the match to become the number one contenders. You saw how inadvertently Gargano accidentally need Gargano Ciampa, and then all of a sudden, at the end of the match, the camera the Ciampa being kind of mad, pissed off a little bit, and they're arguing a little bit. I'm like, yep, here it comes. You're gonna get that heel turn from Ciampa, and they're gonna try to relive 17, 18?
2018 to 2020, if you count the one final big thing during the pandemic.
Yep, they're going on one final run with that. So I'm like,
that is unfortunate.
Well, to the ones that don't already know about it.
Right. But yeah, congratulations to the Motor City Machine Guns. I'm not one to complain about nobody getting the rocket strapped to them. Like you said, they're veterans. You mentioned the AJ Styles comparison. AJ, it took him a couple of months to become world champion. Like he debuted at the Royal Rumble. He didn't win it until September.
Yeah, he had a pretty quick rise to that championship window. But of course,
it's like, LOL, TNA wins again. So,
no. Speaking of that, hey, even Solo, if this don't tell you this new incarnation is even better. Even that Impact line, bro. He even got a ooh out the crowd from that. He was like, oh,
so he's making an impact.
Hey, you look at the camera, he's like, so I was like, yeah, he playing real good. Like, Solo's in his bag, bro, and he gonna keep growing in that. So it's like, hey, keep doing you, Solo. Hey, bump the haters. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, like last thing I want to say on the bloodline too. A lot of people, like you mentioned it, you gave your thoughts, but I'm giving my thoughts too. When it comes to people complaining about them rushing, if they didn't pull the trigger now and waited until after Crown Jewel, because Survivor Series is literally next month, you would have complained that they rushed the build to Survivor Series. Just watch the show. just watch the show. Watch the product, kid. Watch the product. Because it seems like y'all complaints don't add up. So, but yeah, I'm down with it. We're definitely getting the OG bloodline reunited next week or whenever, and then the build to Survivor Series officially begins. Now, do they do 3 versus 3, or do they find a fourth man with Sammy?
It's looking like 4-on-4. I heard some people kind of complain about not putting Sammy in it because it's something like he's not true. Whatever they was something about True Blood or something. I'm like, bro, look, he's still part of that OG bloodline, bro. Like when they were peaking, he helped rejuvenate that.
I mean, Paul Heyman ain't blood, but he's in the OG bloodline.
Exactly.
If you want to get technical,
that's what I'm saying, bro.
These niggas just want to complain to complain. I feel like Sammy will take longer to rejoin the faction with Jey. But you can also see this as a catapult to Kevin Owens finally going full rage, because he's like, bro, Cody, okay, Randy, whatever, but you, I literally saved you from, like, bro, I can already picture the banter. He's like, bro, literally saved you in your home country from this man. You want to side with him again?
We won the tag team titles and ended this Usos reign. I mean, there's a lot of, that's why I said like best believe that story is coming. Hence why, if you've noticed, Sammy's been mighty quiet. So it's very inevitable that they're doing this, and when they do it, it's gonna get that huge pop, which then is gonna it's so much coming out of this that I can't wait for. You know. Speaking of which, though, while we're on the subject of Mr. KO, how about that opening segment involving Randy Orton and Triple H here? Now, I'm sure you caught what I caught and what was being said by Triple H to Randy Orton. When he mentioned, like, well, you know, Kevin's always been a guy about business. Never really had friends. Never really been one to get friends. And that's not his style. But he saw something with you and Cody and decided, you know, and I'm paraphrasing these words, but, you know, seeing something with you and Cody and looked at y'all as friends, like true friends, trusted y'all. In his eyes, y'all turned on him. And I'm like, ooh, that's deep. That's that Thanos villainous role right there, where it's the compelling villain of, am I really the villain or are y'all the villain? Y'all tagging with Randy. You're back. You were put on the shelf because of these guys. You should hate them right now. Cody, literally, they cost you the championship the first year. You had to wait a whole another year to finally try to get this thing. And we helped you get it. Literally, because KO Show came out there right during that time. So it's like, we helped you even get the doggone thing. Now y'all want to turn around and side with this same man? So it's like, yeah, you know. And then, like we just said with Sammy, as soon as that happens, full rage mode. And before you know it, now all hell's about to break loose with KO. I ain't trusting none of y'all. It's on site with everybody now. Like, no more friends. Strictly prize fighter now, baby. Prize fighter KO might be coming back, baby. I don't know. We're finna get, or some new incarnation of it. But it's like, dog, what?
Man, you already know I'm sold on it because it's like it makes sense. It makes all the sense in the world that it's like, bro, you it's like KO is literally sitting there like I was literally putting on Raw just so I can have it in the background. But KO is literally just like, bro, I want to hurt Cody. I want to hurt Randy, but I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you for putting me through it. Like I literally watched my back and all that stuff, and I watched your back, but then now you want to forget. Like I let you forgive in Jay slide because he was just a soldier.
Yeah.
But you gonna forgive the general who put us through hell?
Put me in handcuffs, threw me off a stage,
ran me over with a golf cart.
I mean, the list goes on. I mean, the man is traumatized. This is another situation where, unfortunately, for WWE, yet again, they're making us side with the heel. He's not the villain. It's like, bro, he's actually right.
I think this, and that just leads me to this topic of like, is WWE smart doing this with all the heels? Like justified heels? You think they need to balance it out and have people who are heels just for the sake of it?
I don't. You know, I think actually, I mean, yeah, you can always mix that in because you can throw in the I just want to beat people up, or I
think that's Karrion Kross's character. Like he has no reason to be an asshole. He's just.
I actually listened to an interview he did with Chris Van Vliet. He actually did admit like what we kind of suspected. His is a bit of an homage to Sean O'Hare because he was a fan of his, and he threw in a couple of other people. I forgot who those were, but when he said the Sean O'Hare one, I was like, "Yep, we got that vibe." So he's
the devil's advocate
in a sense, yeah. Like he's trying to bring stuff out of people that was already there in a sense. Nice side by side. That's definitely not. That's a future one if I've ever known. Down the line. But yeah, bro. Like, I don't know. I'm looking at what's going on, and I say, maybe they want it that way for like movie dynamic. Because again, like when you think about Marvel and Thanos, like to some people he's a villain, to other people he's not a villain. It's like, well, look at what his purpose was. Was he really wrong? He was just trying to do something that in his mind he thought was right. So it's kind of like a subjective situation, much like how wrestling is subjective in general with who we root for and who we don't. I think they're purposely trying to do that with these heels and babyface dynamics of, let's go to Swerve and Hangman as an example, like how you said. Like, well, shoot, if a man comes into my house, invades my home, and listens to, of course I'm going to cheer for that man. I'm not going to boo that man. He's right for what he's wanting to do.
All right, somebody, you come into my home, now you burning down a childhood home. It's like
exactly. You see what I'm saying? And again, to somebody who sides with Swerve, now you're looking at it like, well, you got your get back. Now, everything from this point out, we even. Now I got reason to side with you on what you want to do to this man, per se. Again, it's subjective. Everybody got their dynamic behind it. So I think this is great that you just, hey, boo who you want to boo, cheer who you want to cheer. If it's the white meat baby face, you say, yeah, I ain't really feeling that, dog. Like, you think you in the right, but you're really wrong. But then there's the baby face that, actually, no, I do want to root for you right now. Like Sami Zayn, when it came to the bloodline, even though he was the one to betray, Sami Zayn still was in the right for what he did because of how he was being treated and used by Raw.
Yeah. Even though he was like, yo, I looked at y'all as a family. Like, of course, I used y'all to kind of restore my credibility, but over time, I looked at y'all like a family. And and that's like, I prove my loyalty to you over and over again. Why do I have to keep proving my loyalty to you? I'm loyal to you. And he just adding up. So, hey man, I'm sold on it. Oh, they starting off Raw with Jey Uso. So that's cool. That's cool that he's still like, And it's like I see the discourse online, and I know how you mentioned, you said wrestling is subjective. Did you peep Halloween Havoc? I know we was
I did.
texting back and forth about it.
I did. Yeah, I caught the tail end last night, and then I actually not too long ago just rewatched it.
What's your thoughts on that closing? Because the show was, I'll just tell you this right now. Like, I'm gonna keep it brief. The show, the first two matches, I enjoyed, and the closing home stretch of that main event, I enjoyed.
Okay.
The show could have been a TV special to me. Well, what did you may have a different opinion on it.
I mean, I get what you mean on the TV special. I like them having pay-per-views. It just preps them really for just, it gives it a different feel for one because it's a live crowd. It's a bigger crowd. So I like them doing that for that reason because you get bored with the performance center sometimes. But again, I get what you mean in terms of like quality. But what do you expect for developmental? Sometimes you're gonna get great, and sometimes you're gonna get not so great stuff in between. Maybe booking can sometimes just do a better job in what they decide to build up for their pay-per-view shows. If you're like, okay, well, we're gonna make this pay-per-view, let's make sure these matches are pay-per-view worthy. And they do the best that they can, so I won't completely fault them. I'm
not saying it was a bad show, but I was just saying like it was
for
just
sure.
like
for sure.
I'm like, this was fun for the most part.
Yeah,
I was fresh off of homecoming weekend, just chilling, eating some food, and like it was a good time. One thing about it is like whenever I give my opinion on wrestling, I have to elaborate that it's like I'm never complaining because it is scripted entertainment and your reaction is subjective to how you're feeling. So I will never say, hey, this sucked, so you have to say it sucks.
Facts, big facts, bro.
Where I did kind of like side eye was that closing shot.
Yeah,
the closing shot I'm talking about. Bubba Ray Dudley is back in the WWE because they're building to NXT 2300 at the old ECW arena. So they're pretty much going to make it a nostalgia type show because they announced Lola Vice versus Jada Parker in a hardcore rules match at that NXT show with Dawn Marie, a blast from the past, Dawn Marie as the special guest referee. I did not even know that she was still around, respectfully. Like, I thought she was out of the entertainment industry. I thought she was retired, like done with it, finito.
She kind of was, I thought. But, I mean, since they've been doing this Legends contract thing, they've just been giving people their flowers. So I was like, hey, why not?
I ain't against it. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Dawn Marie, Tori Wilson, Stacy Keibler, Terry, Trish Stratus, Jacqueline, Jazz to a certain extent, Crystal Marshall, buddy. That was my It got me through puberty.
Fair point. It's cool that they're cool about that. By the way, that's the best part.
It's like one thing about it is we have a limit. We was like, okay, we'll say you got us through puberty, but we were like, no, we're not gonna be weird about it.
No, yeah, but I mean, I just love how the divas from back then are so cool about it because they knew, like they knew, and like Tori says it all the time. Like, well, guys, thank you. She said in Hall of Fame speech, like, thank you for the fact that I made a lot of you, hearing every time when I said you guys got you through puberty. Like, I was like, well, Jimmy!
Big Jim. So we're doing a face-off. All right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna definitely watch this back.
For sure.
For tomorrow. Not tomorrow, for next week. But this shot. Are you interested? Because I think I texted you. I said I'm not interested in seeing Bubba Ray. Like, I literally put, when I saw the closing shot, I said, if I survive TNA 2013 with him on top, I can get through this. Yeah. And bro, when I tell you, I don't know if it was multiple people, but I saw specifically 2 accounts was like, but TNA 2013 was good, or I survived and acting. We're not gonna say I survived and acting like he wasn't one of the greatest things going in wrestling in 2013. I said to you, my nigga, like I need niggas to stop acting like I'm speaking on behalf of them. I speak on behalf of me. If I, singular, Gresh, Joshua, Malcolm Kruger, if I say, hey, I survived, this sucked, I'm not speaking on your behalf. Wrestling is subjective. Have you ever heard of that?
Come on, man. Let them know, dog.
Come on, man. Like, just because I didn't enjoy Bubba Ray or Bully Ray on top in TNA doesn't mean you aren't allowed to not enjoy Bubba Ray, Bully Ray on top in TNA. Some people probably enjoyed Hulk Hogan's era in TNA. I didn't. I was watching it because I was bored with WWE, but that didn't necessarily mean I enjoyed either one. Both of them was going through it.
Funny thing about the story, not to cut off, from reading lips, the way I read lips, I'm gonna rewatch the segment. It seems for all of you out there who said that this Usos thing happened too soon, yeah, there's still tension between the brothers. Looks like there's still just a little bit of tension there. Despite the fact that they hug. When Jay's tensed up like that, yeah, he passionately letting them know some stuff. So believe you me.
He said, but none of the titles top being your twin brother. But he's like, hold on. And we in the middle of the show, but we kind of got us locked in.
It's a little locked in because after we just talked about what we were saying, you like, hey, let's see where it goes. You feel me? But it's like,
oh, he basically telling him, he's like, bro, if we gonna link up, we like nobody's do boy, nobody's side piece, none of that.
Mm-hmm. I respect that though. I respect that. I respect that. Coming out of Jay, I respect that. He making it known, hey, bro, he accomplished it. Now this is why I say.
Yeah, he basically like, yo, we're not doing that. Like, he's like, we're not gonna be the side piece no more.
This is why I campaign and say that once this is done, as far as this chapter, we gotta get Jimmy to get his quick solo run one time. Build to it if you need to, but let him accomplish something on his own. So that way, it just further shows we're not just tag team twins anymore. We've accomplished things on our own, and we're still making the family proud in our own right, both together and separately. You feel me? So it's like, I really campaign for it. That's why I'm like, hey, let's do it. Let's get Jimmy that United States title is definitely a possibility right now. Like I said,
we got God.
Uh-oh.
You already know Jacob ain't that far behind.
Yeah,
Oh, there you go. Uh-oh. Oh, boy.
We about to get God versus the Usos, huh?
Damn. So, yeah. This is basically a tie into whatever they filmed on SmackDown, because I believe they have segments on SmackDown and it's taped. So
oh boy.
But yeah, that's interesting. But yeah.
Sick 'em! That's basically what boy. Solo's doing. That motion, that's all Solo's doing. Sick 'em, boy, sick 'em. See, sounds like, bro, what the heck? Like, hey, Solo's I know who Solo is. It's hitting me now who Solo's really portraying. He's channeling it instead of the Roman. I know who he's channeling now.
Oh, damn.
Ladies and gentlemen,
they teasing the corner chair spot. Roman ain't there.
Well, I know one person that would possibly save them, but I don't know if they're going to do it right away.
Nope. Up. He threw that shit right in his face. I'm sorry.
Bruh, what? I'm gonna bust you up, cuz. You know what I'm saying?
He literally threw that chair right in his face. I'm sorry. But yeah, let's get back on track before we so we can wrap up this show so we can get up out of here. But yeah, NXT. I'm gonna keep my eyes glued tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna try to see where they go with this ECW on, because I believe they having a casket match with Tatum and Wendy Chu tomorrow. So
which is interesting because we haven't seen a casket match since when?
Kane? Was it Kane versus Daniel Bryan like 2014, like 10 years ago?
You know
It was
what?
it was like an episode of SmackDown.
Let's check the archive and find out what the archive says. We live, what the heck? Why not? You know what I'm saying? Let's see what they say when the last WWE. Let's see.
WWE casket match. Let's see what the last one. Scroll off.
Undertaker and Kane in a no contest. It looked like.
No, the last casket match they had was Halloween Havoc 2022. Apollo Crews versus Grayson Waller.
What the hell?
And the last one that involved The Undertaker was the Greatest Royal Rumble.
With Rusev. I remember that little 9-minute match. I sure do remember that.
In
Nobody
in TNA, Su Young and Allie.
Nobody remembers this Apollo Crews Grayson Waller one though. I'm gonna keep
That's
it
okay. And the last one in AEW was Jungle Boy and Christian Cage, but it was the last rights match or something like that.
Oh my goodness, bro.
When he closed the casket and the casket fell down on the stage.
That's freaking wild, homie.
It was when he was Jungle Boy Jack Perry. They was slowly introducing his real name, and that's when I started calling him Jungle Jack. But yeah, wow. NXT. We want to give NXT some love here. Did you peep Bound for Glory?
I saw a few things from it. I never got around to watching the full show.
I probably got it. I'm gonna try to watch that this week because I got TNA Plus, so I might.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
watch
around.
I might watch it on the road, or I might watch it sometime when I get back home, just to have it in the background.
Main thing I knew about was the main event with the Hardys, mostly, of course. Saw them around. New tag champs.
I figured it was gonna be new tag champs when they close with that over the world title match.
Yeah, unfortunately, and I'm assuming we got a new world champion because
nope.
What? He lost again?
And still TNA World Heavyweight Champion Nick Nemeth.
Wow. Are you serious, bro? Did he go heel?
Nope. During the match, Frankie Kazarian was the guest referee after winning the Call Your Shot gauntlet during the pre-show. So he's about to tease calling his shot, but then JBL, John Layfield, came out and took out Frankie with a clothesline from hell. Punched Nick's brother and clothesline from hell Joe Hendry, which set this up. So they're continuing this weird, interesting partnership between JBL and Dolph Ziggler.
Nick. It's okay to say Nick. This is real name.
Nick Nemeth. I sound like I got a list when I say his name.
Wait, hold on. Let me get this straight. His own brother?
Yeah.
What the hell? What?
He didn't see him. He was knocked out.
Oh, gosh.
So they're probably going to continue to build to it towards the during the
this JBL thing it's weird and interesting at the same time because it's like, what the hell? Because he is kind of just popping up out of nowhere from time to time. It's like you don't always see him, but when you do, you're like, oh crap. What the heck? Okay, all right. Wasn't expecting that. Huh.
Nope. So Joe Hendry is like, I had this question: like, does TNA risk the chance of people not caring anymore if they continue to not pull the trigger? Because I let Slammiversary slide,
Yeah, me too.
but it's like now, because Bound for Glory is usually the time where
It's their
a new
WrestleMania.
it's their WrestleMania, a new champion is crowned,
Yeah.
and once again, they passed on him winning, and I'm like, at this point, do we even care
Yeah.
about Joe Hendry?
Yeah. Not to mention, let's not even forget he had an NXT championship match too,
And he lost that too.
So it's like that's 3 times now that you've lost in major championship situations. You can't, it's how many. Ironically, it's funny you lost to Nick Nemeth. Think about how many times Nick Nemeth had opportunities and it got to the point we had to stop caring.
A lot.
You know what I'm saying? Think about who else am I thinking of that lost a lot like that where we stopped caring and we were like
Zack Ryder.
Well, he never got heavyweight championship matches,
but he kept losing to the point where it's like when he finally got that one Intercontinental title win at WrestleMania, nobody really cared. Well, I didn't. I'm not finna speak for nobody, but I
popped for that. I thought that was a dope moment for him. I was like, hey, cool,
it was a dope moment, but then he lost it, and then it's just like he went right back to doing nothing.
Hey man, that's a WWE thing. I got nothing to do with that one. I'm like, hey, when I saw that, I was like, hey, you got your Mania moment, partner. I'm happy for you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let's not forget that led to that rejuvenated the Miz, if anything. So he still played a good part in that. All right, you got your Mania moment, and you rejuvenated the Miz. I was like, hey.
He had that SmackDown Live. Well, that was Dolph Ziggler. Never mind.
That's what led to that SmackDown Live thing. It was that same year. So yeah, it was like, oh, okay. All right, Miz. I see the fire. You know? Oh, look. Yeah, Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like at this point when it comes to Joe Hendry, I'm just at that point now where it's like, okay, either he's WWE bound or they just LOL TNA.
Well, I guess we'll find out. That's all we.
We'll find out. But last thing I will say, sending well wishes to Vinkingo. He was injured during the TNA tapings that took place yesterday, as well as Chris Bay. He was knocked out. We don't really have an update on him yet. I probably have to check Twitter, but sending him well wishes and a healthy recovery, because I believe I read a report somewhere where he had surgery immediately after this injury. So it was definitely serious enough to where he required immediate surgery. So well wishes to Chris Bay for sure. And hopefully you bounce back from this. And hey, that's all we can do. Anything else that we want to talk about before we get up out of here?
Why do I feel like...
am I missing something?
Let's see.
Before we'll go and preview Crown Jewel, but anything like talking wise. Oh, congratulations to the Hardys on winning the tag team titles, by the way.
For sure. Major congrats to the Hardys.
And congratulations to Rhino for being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
For sure.
And Bob Ryder. Yeah.
Private Party possibly breaking up, it looks like. Looks like they're really pushing Zay to be the solo individual that, they're going that route of like JBL and Farouk when they broke up their teams. Remember that little stipulation? Yep. Looks like Private Party's possibly getting broken up. So it's either win the titles or that's it. And I feel like they just not gonna put them titles on them. So I'm just like, well.
I said that last week too when I saw that announcement. I said, yeah, they watched them lose.
It's giving me the Kane stipulation when Kane had to take off the mask, and it was like, because I rooted, I was like, oh, let's go Kane, and then I was like, God dang it, now you gotta take the mask off, and then the rest was history. So it's giving that vibe, and then the Stokely situation adds a little more to that too. So there's that. And
Whatever they're doing with Stokely, because they broke up that partnership with Chris Stapp for no reason.
also,
they gave a reason, but it still didn't justify us going through all that with Willow just to break up. And sending well wishes to Willow too for her concussion.
oh yes, absolutely. Another thing, the patriarch, Mr. Christian. This epiphany hit me today, and I realized, wait a minute, I understand the Kip Sabian thing. Condolences on this. Now, I don't know if this is completely going to get tied in the storyline or not, because it was a real life thing. But him and Penelope Ford did experience a miscarriage. And as you know, fatherhood is a part of that, meaning, technically speaking, he's a father. But he's a father who lost a son, so it's a reverse effect, or daughter. I don't know exactly what they were going to have, but the fact being, imagine his heel persona doing what he does. Because all he was like saying was, I know why you've been following me, and this and that, and then it was like, go over there in the corner, I'll deal with you later, kind of situation. And I'm like, they just found Killswitch's replacement in the meantime. Get well soon, Killswitch, Luchasaurus. But yeah, they also say he possibly found a new favorite in the future that might set up a dissension down the line. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering if that is if they're bold enough where that's gonna tie into it, or maybe it doesn't, and maybe it's just something completely new. But it kind of had me thinking, like, dang, that's kind of genius in a way, if that's really where they're going with it, because Christian's that type of heel to do that type of stuff.
I don't know. I'll keep a close eye. I've been kind of in and out with AEW for the past couple of weeks because I've been moving and literally on the road, so it's kind of like been hard for me to sit down and watch. But
me too, bro.
They definitely did catch my attention, and obviously Mariah May still doing her thing on the mic. She's still a good promo.
Yeah, I heard she threw Anna Jay's gear down the stairs. I was like, what?
She's going full throttle with Jennifer's body right now. So,
oh my god,
she is a menace. She is 100% a menace.
I see. Well, the only other thing is just how badass Shafir continues to look, and the fact that this faction BCC, I don't even know if they're still that name, but it's just the fact that it's like they're still wrecking havoc, and I'm like,
John Moxley now.
Yeah, John Moxley now, still wrecking havoc. You know, that was gangster though. You know, you come out the car, make a bunch of them look like idiots. You know, you just stand in front of the car with your arms folded. I'm like, that's some real gangster idiot, girl. See, they should have dealt with this with you a long time ago. But I do wonder sometimes. I say to myself, where does Roddy fit in with all of this? Because I heard on Busted Open, ironically enough, they actually kind of talked about how they could tie Renee into what's going on with John Moxley right now, right? Like how they could factor her in. Like, John, what's going on with you? I don't know who you are anymore. And like, Marina Shafir could be the one to do the physical stuff where she's like, John, you know, because they're trying to figure out how you can get more booze on a guy like John, because, you know, he still kind of gets cheered. He's Moxley, right? And they were like, yo, have him do something so how dare you, which would be to not save Renee if Marina Shafir does something to her or something like that, and being like, hey, get out of my business. You know, this has nothing to do with you, and continuing to just walk away heartless, right? Like, how can you do that to Renee? But then I said to myself, well, I'm like, oh, and then also they were saying Marina Shafir, like, her questioning, like, why you been hanging with this chick so much? Like, why is she with you like this, right? And I'm like, well, if they're going to go that route, if they would potentially tell that story and go that route, well, then where's Roddy Strong in all of this? Because technically that's his wife too. So shouldn't he get involved?
I hope they don't go that route. Just let it be a strictly business. Like, I feel like a lot of whenever they try to bleed in personal with real life, it don't ever blend as well. So it's just like, just focus on whooping people's ass. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So
That's
about all.
just me though. But at the same time, I won't lose any sleep if they go that route either.
For sure. No, for sure. Just, for the good storytelling or something. Who knows? Like you said, you don't need the relationship angle to tell this story. What they're doing is perfectly fine. But if there is a leader or another person, it would be nice to reveal that somewhere down the line for the purpose of why they're doing what they're doing.
Hopefully they do it before the end of the year.
Yeah, I agree. Matter of fact, World's End better be a big.
We're not even covering World's End. So it's like, hopefully y'all do it before the end of the year, because once we hit the end of the year awards, we're done.
Well, I can tell you that probably won't happen, but knowing AEW, they're gonna save it for World's End to be like, "Oh my God, it's so and so," and you're like,
hopefully it's better than last year's World's End, because my God, I'm glad we didn't cover that.
You have no idea. Oh, last thing, this Hurt Syndicate. Look like we got a nice little lineup next week, man. Shelton Benjamin versus Swerve Strickland. I said, okay. All right, we finna get that. And then Chris Stat, of course, versus Camille. I'm excited for obvious reasons. This is my right up my alley. You know what I'm saying? Big women. You feel me? I said, let's go! Finally! Give me what I want. Batista style, baby. Give me what I want.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Give me what I want. I want to see him slapping chests and power slams.
Why are they running back Ludwig and Sheamus again?
I have no idea, brother. I said the same thing. I was like, okay, sure. But yeah, man.
Anyway.
Yeah, but the Hurt Syndicate situation is interesting.
I'm intrigued.
Ricochet got the card.
Ricochet.
Yeah, he's like
he needs to join.
You think he does?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the promos that's keep taking me out of it. I'm sorry. Cutting promos, he needs a mouthpiece. Like,
so, well, tell me this then, real quick.
And it will be. He's doing the same thing he did in WWE before he left. So it's like, bro, I feel like him joining the Hurt Syndicate and switching it up will be intriguing as a mug, man. I'm just trying to.
For sure.
But at the same time, I'm not going to lose sleep either if they don't do it. But yeah, I feel like Ricochet would thrive as a heel. He gives condescending prick.
Okay. I get that. So then tell me this then, brother, because MVP's been passing out a lot of cards. Okay? You gave one to Ricochet. You gave one to Mercedes. You gave one to Leo for whatever reason. And I mean, sorry y'all, that's a personal thought. That's just me. But anyways, it's one of these things where I'm like, okay, who would you build this new version up with? Because let's not forget, a lot of people expect Powerhouse Hobbs to be a part of this at some point too. So where are you with this? As far as ideally who you would like to see in this thing.
If Bobby Lashley comes, I wouldn't want to see Powerhouse Hobbs in it.
Because it would clash. Two powerhouses.
Yeah, like.
Okay.
I mean, you can't really. But when you think about it, if you look at like groups like Evolution, Triple H and Batista were both powerhouses, and they mesh well. So, if they put Powerhouse Hobbs with this, hopefully, it definitely does finally elevate him to where he is a top guy. Because I get tired of getting hyped behind him getting pushed and then they do nothing. He won the TNT title just to lose it back to Wardlow.
True.
I need consistent. Like, I feel like our argument every single week across the board is like, I just need consistent booking with this guy. And when Powerhouse Hobbs finally gets that go ahead, I need his booking to be consistent. I really do. It needs to be consistent.
Man. Yeah, I agree, bro. He needs Yeah, he needs consistent booking because, man, I don't know what to say. I mean, bro, yeah. And you know what's funny? What's sad is it's sad that this Ricky Stark situation has happened because even he might have, maybe, possibly, at least for something to do, could have been a part of this. But I don't know, dog. What do we do? We just like, okay, we're gonna have to wait and see how these pieces unfold week by week. But I like how strong Shelton's being booked, though. I just don't know how this is gonna fare out when it comes to Swerve this week. Match gonna slap, but I'm intrigued about the outcome of how that goes.
Yeah. Do you see Swerve flipping that switch and joining them?
No, actually,
making that okay.
I don't. I think Swerve gives loner vibes to me. He tried the group thing with the mobile MC, and it was just like, he's giving loner. You know what I mean? Like, yo, it's me and Nana, and that's it.
Or I'm cool with that. But yeah, AEW, we keeping an eye on. TNA, we're gonna try to keep our eye on. There's a lot of good wrestling out there for you guys to keep your eye on. NXT, all the good stuff. And we'll be back with our regular scheduled program next Tuesday. But before we get up out of here, we're gonna definitely preview and predict Crown Jewels. Definitely text me your predictions because I will forget. I don't have anything to write it down in front of me. But we are here to preview and predict WWE Crown Jewel, our least favorite show this year because the build has been mid as hell.
Well,
which match are you looking forward to?
Of these two?
Just in general. Like it's a plethora of matches. I'm talking about in general. This is just the poster.
There was something that was just announced that I was like, okay, I could rock with. Oh, KO and Randy, because why not? Oh, look, it's Sammy. Wow. There's that seed already.
Yep, they're building that.
It's coming. Oh, it's coming.
But
KO and Randy for sure.
KO and Randy.
Because they haven't really wrestled each other for real. So this is gonna be interesting. Like,
wait, how many times have they wrestled?
I don't recall them ever wrestling like that, to be honest. Because I know they tagged for a while, but I don't think they actually like. There was that. I think it was like a triple threat or something. Yeah, they were in a triple threat.
Oh yeah, so they never really faced off.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, I'm intrigued to see how this goes.
I definitely see KO winning this one though. I definitely got KO. I got KO for this one.
Yeah, I can see that too, only because I feel like it's gonna set up the outcome of Gunther and Cody, but also kind of slowly plant the seed of Orton, turning on Cody when the time is right.
True. So, hey, man, I'm interested to see how this one goes. Then we have another match that was just announced, triple threat for the United States Championship. What's your thoughts on who you got for this one? Because this triple threat, we already talked about it earlier in this show, but who you got on this one?
I'm riding with the champ, man. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's all I can say.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm LA Knight as well. I feel like a lot of people yeah. My internet kind of glitching a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, I definitely see LA Knight retaining.
For sure.
For sure. The next match we got is the first, I think I'm pulling the card now. Another match that was just announced. A fatal 4-way. For the women's tag team championships. Jade and Bianca versus Chelsea and Piper versus the Damage Control versus Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend, the Meta Girls of Meta 4. And they painted Lash Legend's body for some reason.
Yeah, It is what it is, dog. But hot take. If it's a hot take, may not even be a hot take. May just be straight up 100% take. This match gonna steal the show for that night.
I can see it.
Mm-hmm. And it wouldn't surprise me if Bianca and Jade lost those titles.
But to who?
Either one of them. Me, I personally, if you're asking me, I got Lash and Jakara. That's just me. I got Lash and Jakara.
So that's your official?
Yeah. I go Lash and Jakara. Now, the reason I say all of these things is because at the end of the day, Dave's been a little cocky, and I think this could flip a heel turn in a sense. And we get a heel Bianca and Jade.
Oh, you think they both go heel? I think they
both go heel to where that way, since they'll both be heel when they inevitably face each other, one of them goes back to babyface when the time is right. You see what I'm saying? But it's like, I can see a situation where, you know, the mirror image of them, Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend, you know, seeing as how they're like, oh, well, we beat y'all, so we automatically getting our shot back for the title. So, you know, they run that back a little bit. And, you know, it's just, I don't know, it's just giving that vibe. Because they lost these titles before. That's not in their favor right now. I feel like that's going to be the narrative. You know how, like, Bianca doesn't really do too well at SummerSlam? Yeah, I feel like this is their version of that, where it's like, these two just can't win overseas. That's their weakness. You know what I'm saying? Like, you lost at Clash of the Castle, you lose at Crown Jewel. And I feel like that's going to be the theme for these two. Like, yeah, when they're tag team champs in the States, they run through everybody. But when they defend them overseas, they lose. What the heck? You know?
Except for Backlash.
Yeah, except for Backlash. That's why it's giving that vibe right now. I don't know.
When it comes to this one, I'm going to take this. I'm going to go
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm just going to go to safe bet with this one.
That's fair.
I'm like, because I feel like but I do agree with you though. I do feel like this match will definitely steal the show. It will definitely steal the show. The first the next match I'm about to switch to the feature attractions, but the next match we have that was announced last week is Seth freaking Rollins versus Bronson Reed.
Another one I'm looking forward to. This should be kind of fun. Wow, you know what? Man, this is a tough one. I ain't even gonna hold you. Give me... Damn, for the hell of it. Give me Bronson Reed, bro. Give me Bronson Reed. To get that major catapult to start putting him in the next level of things.
I feel like it may be not clean, but I definitely got Bronson Reed because I feel like Seth. I wouldn't necessarily say he needs to lose all the time, but I feel like he can afford a loss here.
Yeah. And that's part of the reason why I'm going with Bronson, for sure, for that statement. But also just the fact is, like you said, I just think Bronson's trying to, the whole point of him doing what he's doing is like so he can get to that main event level. And I think when you take out someone with his resume and you beat him, it's kind of similar to like what they did with Solo and John Cena, if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think this will catapult him to get into that level of like, oh, he's finna start playing with the big boys now, pun intended. So, yeah. I like that.
He's playing with the big boys? Like this WCW, where the big boys play?
Yeah, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. The first of 2 world title matches for the... What was that? For the women, it is Nia Jax, WWE Women's Champion versus Liv Morgan, Women's World Champion, to crown the first ever crown jewel. The way that they've been pretty much giving, I feel like This is just me throwing this out there. I feel like I stand on what I said earlier. I feel like they're using this to set up a Tiffany Stratton cash in. Some way, shape, or form. She's gonna tease cashing in on Liv, but she's gonna inevitably cash in on Nia.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
But the way that they get there is gonna be interesting.
Because I don't think we've had a real crown jewel cash in. So if you want a way to make this an interesting show, there's that. Problem is, this is Saudi Arabians care for Tiffany the way everybody else does.
Has she wrestled in front of Saudi? Unless she wrestled everywhere else.
I don't think she has. Yeah, I don't think she's been in that Saudi crowd yet. So we don't really know how they're going to react to her yet.
We'll see. I mean, they've been getting pretty better as of late.
They have. Give me Liv Morgan.
You gonna give Liv Morgan the win?
With her shenanigans, but I like the aspect of Tiffany tease in the process.
You think it's gonna be another tease?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, no one Triple H. No one Triple H.
And we got a battle of the short women. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
All right. Just to shortness. I definitely see Nia winning because of Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
And then they continue to tease the cash in with Tiffany.
Okay. I like that.
Because they're still I'm just being realistic here.
Yeah. Good point.
And last but certainly not least, I had to write this down. Last but certainly not least is the men's Crown Jewel Championship showdown. It is WWE Undisputed Universal WWE Champion. They keep changing the title. I don't know. It's Cody Rhodes, World Champion, versus Gunther, World Heavyweight Champion. Champion versus champion. I have Gunther winning this one because I feel like he needs it more than Cody. And I feel like they're going to use this as a way to further the story with KO.
Okay.
Him costing Cody. And I wouldn't say cost Cody, but like him playing a part in the outcome.
All right. I'm with that. I gotta agree, bro. I don't know if Gunther necessarily needs it per se, but he'll definitely.
When you think about it, he I wouldn't say he needed, but more so like when you think about it, Cody can afford a loss in this scenario, and in my mind, the Saudi shows aren't really canon like that, so it doesn't really affect me who wins or loses, as long as it's entertaining.
For sure. And that we have no doubts in our mind it will certainly be for sure. So I'm right there with you, brother. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go that route.
Hey, I'm cool with that. And that is your preview and predictions for Crown Jewel. They may announce one more match because I'm surprised they have 6 matches on the show. You know, Triple H loves his 5 match card. But he kept it on there, so yeah.
Brother, I'm sorry, I gotta do this to you real quick because this is just so hilarious what's going on online right now. Bruh, tell me in what way does this look any bit like this individual?
Let me guess. The D-Wade statue?
Bro, the memes are going crazy right now, dog. Like, crazy. And I'm like, why did y'all do this man like this, bro? First Allen Iverson with the short statue. Now this. What the freak, dog? What even is that? This jawline. This nigga. Yeah.
This nigga's in the middle of taking a shit. Like,
nigga, he's over here pointing at his dick. What is he doing right right now.
Do you remember the SmackDown versus Raw games when Jack Swagger was yelling during his entrance?
Yes.
That's what that nigga looked like.
This man look like the
when he was
Mortal
pounding his
Kombat.
chest.
This man look like the doggone statue on the Mortal Kombat live action movie that came to life and tried to fight Liu Kang. God dang it!
Oh my god!
Oh snap, bro! What the freak? Matter of fact, that's my meme right there. I'm gonna get in their ass. Oh boy,
That nigga,
hey man,
bro, that nigga, I hate to bring the Bible into this, but he definitely looked like he disobeyed God and got stuck mid scream. Remember that story where the lady turned around when they were supposed to leave and not look back at the city that he was destroying, and she got stuck and turned into salt. That's what that man looked like. Like he got stuck mid scream.
boy,
Like
no. You know, like, oh my god,
oh my, they did him wrong, bro. Whoever did this got it out for him, and I feel like whoever made this probably didn't expect the reaction.
bro.
The way that it is, like, bro, this was ass.
Like for real, bro.
What?
Like,
Who said do this, and why?
I'm trying to figure it out, homie. I'm sitting here like I'm insulted, bro. As a Dwayne myself, I am highly insulted by this, bro. This is just wrong. It's like, what the heck, bro? Hey, man. Damn. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Gresh Unleashed. And we thank you for joining us on today. All three of us. God dang it. Us and whatever that Wade statue was supposed to be.
Oh my God.
No.
We will be back next week on our regularly scheduled program. And this week I was out of town and I knew I wasn't going to be able to be home in time for us to go live on our regularly scheduled program. Mm-hmm. But we will be back on our regularly scheduled time Tuesday, 9:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week. And make sure you guys catch me on Thursday with the Public Enemies podcast. I'll be back on there. I was out last week because I had a show that literally went until midnight that night. But other than that, what you got going on, my brother?
Man, you know what? We're getting ready. Let's see, Savannah, GA. We coming out your way this upcoming Saturday. That was totally not intended to be a whole rhyme line, but in the fact, if you're in the area of Savannah, Georgia, make sure you pull up on us. Details on my Instagram. Follow, pull up. And after that, we got Birmingham before we close out the year in Birmingham with the final show of the year. So we'll let y'all know when that comes up in about 2 weeks. But nonetheless, man, follow your boy at Hi-Lite Life. Shout out to OTS Media Code. Make sure you follow that on all platforms. And that's it, man. We out.
Hey, man. Yeah. So other than that, make sure you guys stay tuned in, stay locked in, and let's just keep hope alive and just have fun this week. Stay safe. I know it's Halloween week. People who celebrate Hallelujah night, make sure you guys stay safe out there. Like, have fun as much as possible. Mm-hmm. Don't do anything too crazy. Don't do anything too stupid. Mm-hmm. Like, don't be stupid. I promise it's okay to not be stupid. Mm-hmm. But other than that, make sure you guys just continue to be good people as much as possible. Stay prayed up, stay locked in, stay meditated, all that good stuff. And with that being said, you guys stay safe out here in these here streets. And remember, like word to Malcolm, Gresh, Freddy Krueger, to always, always, always
eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. We out. Y'all be present.
Brains!
Like love is broke. Oh my God, why do I keep doing this to myself? I'm not going to stop this stream until I get this right.
Oh my Lord.
There we go. Alright, it's on. Y'all be breezy.